Alright. Finally, I know what's going on with the setup. I forgot to put a location that it has to be online. And yeah, sorry that I postponed this live. It was supposed to be um 2, 5, 26, 17, 9 hours ago. Wait, 17. Yeah, but I fell asleep. I was tired. Anyway, and the name of the book is Anyway, and it's my favorite word. So we will continue with the real part of the book, The Paradoxical Commandments by Kent M. Keith. Alright, it's divided into 10 parts. And so I will just read you number 1 to 10, even though they didn't put any number here. 1. People are illogical, unreasonable, and self-centered. Love them anyway. 2. If you do good, people will accuse you of selfish, ulterior motives. Do good anyway. 3. If you are successful, you will win false friends and true enemies. Succeed anyway. 4. The good you do today will be forgotten tomorrow. Do good anyway. 5. Honesty and frankness make you vulnerable. Be honest and frank anyway. 6. Okay. The biggest men and women with the biggest ideas can be shot down by the smallest men and women with the smallest minds. Think big anyway. 7. People who favor oh gosh. People take a deep breath, Meme. People favor underdogs but follow only top dogs. Fight for a few underdogs anyway. 8. What you spend years building may be destroyed overnight. Build anyway. 9. People really need help but may attack you if you do help them. Help people anyway. And lastly, number 10. Give the world the best you have and you get kicked in the teeth. Give the world the best you have anyway. Alright, and these are the overall of the book. Now let us continue with the first commandment. I think we have time to finish this part today. Let me read it one more time. People are illogical, unreasonable, and self-centered. Love them anyway. Alright. Lucy in the Peanuts cartoon strip by Charles Schulz once said, I love mankind. It's people I can't stand. People can certainly be difficult. Some are hard to love. Some are so illogical, unreasonable, and self-centered that we can't stand them. But we should love them anyway. Love is the greatest gift that we can give and receive. It is a gift that all of us need to give and receive. A life without love is a life that is not fully lived. Don't limit your life by limiting your love. The psychologist Abraham Maslow once observed that love is as essential to the growth of a human being as vitamins, minerals, and protein. I believe that human beings are built to run on love. We are designed that way. If we're not giving and receiving love, we are not operating on all our cylinders. We are not who we are supposed to be. We are not all that we can be. We are not doing all that we can do. It is a tragedy when people decide not to love others because they don't approve of them, or they see them as illogical, unreasonable, or self-centered, and not worthy of their love. It is a tragedy because love is not about approval or worthiness. It can't be. And now, since you see the color that is highlighted, I'm going to read it one more time slowly. It is a tragedy when people decide not to love others because they don't approve of them, or they see them as illogical or unreasonable or self-centered and not worthy of their love. It is a tragedy because love is not about approval or worthiness. It can't be. All of us have faults and foibles. Sorry. All of us has faults and foibles. All of us have moments of poor temper, of weakness, or temptation. All of us have done things that afterward we wish we had not done. We do not always behave in approved ways, and we are not always worthy. If approval and worthiness are really a prerequisite for love, there would be very little love in the world. Love, at its best, is unconditional. We love and are loved in spite of our faults and foibles. Of course, we should strive to grow and improve. However, the desired strength to grow and improve can come from loving and being loved. We all know people who are frustrating to spend time with. We have lots of needs and we are very demanding. They often don't. Actually, I should say they, not we. Sorry, let me read this part again. It's late, you know. We all know people who are frustrating to spend time with. They have lots of needs and they are very demanding. They often don't make sense and they are unreasonable in their attitudes. They seem so self-centered. Maybe they are. And yet, if we can love them, they may feel our love and it may bring out the best in them. Our love can transform people and make them more lovable. As the poet Theodore Rothke, I'm not so sure of how to pronounce his last name, sorry, said, love begets love. I just discovered this word not so long ago. So it means love is the father of love. It's an old language. Normally I wouldn't explain, but since it's the old language, maybe I should a bit. One of my favorite movies is African Queen, starring Humphrey Bogart and Katharine Hepburn. Bogart is rather crusty and Hepburn is rather prissy, as they start their trip down the river on Boga's boat. She doesn't like his drinking or tosses his liquor bottles overboard. He doesn't like her preaching and regrets that he ever offered to give her a ride. Gradually, however, they are caught up in their common desire to escape from the Germans. They endure hardships, they share compassion, they fall in love, and they become different people. Each of them saw the other as illogical, unreasonable, and self-centered when that trip began. When their trip began. That's not how they see each other when that trip ends. They beam with love as they are married by the captain of the German gunboat just before it strikes the homemade torpedo sticking out of the hot-sunk African queen. Sometimes people appear to be illogical and unreasonable when they are simply using a different logic and a different method of reasoning. They may have different worldviews or different experiences or see a different set of facts than we do. There is a story I remember reading in elementary school. It is about a group of blind people standing around an elephant. One touched the elephant's trunk and announced that an elephant is like a horse. Another put his arms around the elephant's leg and said that elephant is like a tree trunk. Another placed his hands on the elephant's side and said that an elephant is like a wall. And another grasped the elephant's tails and announced that an elephant is like a rope. And so it went. Each person was right and each person was wrong. They were right about the parts they touched, but wrong because they didn't see the whole picture. It was not until all the parts were put together that a true picture of an elephant emerged. Ever since reading this story, I have tried to remember that some of the illogical and unreasonable people in the world simply have their hands on different parts of the elephant than I do. Another simple says, there are three answers to every question: yours, mine, and the right one. So, enjoy the immense personal meaning that comes from giving and receiving the gifts of love. Love is important to miss just because others are difficult. Often, they are no more difficult than you or I. One more time. People are illogical, unreasonable, and self-centered. Love them anyway. So I don't know about others, but I think love is conditional. I always, let me switch back to my face, my bad face without makeup. I always thought about this for a long time, and I will always thought about it's late. I used to think about love in a romantic way. I thought love is forever, and if it's not forever, that is not true love. However, as I grown up more and more, I started to think, and now that I think, the true love is just like the way I love my family. We argue a lot, we feel so annoyed with each other, but at the end of the day, we want all the best thing to happen to them. And then when I thought, it's late, sorry. And then when I think about my friend or my exes, I feel like I love them. But then after we end our relationship, it hurts because either we hope that it's going to last, or that we thought it was real, we thought that they love us the way we do, or etc. But then in my feeling, my deeper feeling, I love them anyway, all of them, even though some of them or most of them did something wrong to me. Because I feel like love is just a good feeling that you want that person to be happy with or without you. And yeah, people are not perfect. As a Christian, we say nobody's perfect but God. I'm not Christian, but I used to spend time with them, and I do agree. And I think whenever I end any loving kind of relationship, I feel hurt, but I still love that person who either I dump them or they dump me. I just wish good thing to happen to them and to all my friends as well. It just love is unconditional. It's not that if you don't love me, I stop loving you. I feel like that's just not true. Maybe that cannot be called love. Maybe it's just only affection or limerence as part of how how do you say it? Like psychology. But I feel like for me personally, I think love just changed to universal love is unconditional. It's just changed um, the relationship from a boyfriend to maybe a brother or sisters or a friend, or someone that you may wish that you don't want to talk to them because you don't want to create more problems, but you always want them to be happy. That is true love. I don't know about you, but for me, this is so important, and I think yeah, I think everybody is lovable, and believe that I'm a loving person, and I know that people are illogical, non-logical, so have no logic, unreasonable, and yeah, they focus about themselves, which is self-centered. But I love them anyway. I love mankind, even though sometimes they give me headaches. Anyway, sorry that is a little bit later because of the talking, but hopefully that you have a good time listening to what I read for you today. And tomorrow it will be the next chapter, and you see, each chapter is quite short, so normally I would like to maintain my life to be around 20 minutes or less. So, good night and have a great day, sweetie, or sleep tight. Bye bye.